Shark fishing is one of the most controversial yet long-standing fisheries in the world. For centuries, coastal communities have hunted sharks for meat, oil, leather, and, most famously, shark fins used in traditional cuisine. Today, shark fishing is a massive global industry, with millions of sharks caught every year both legally and illegally. Sharks are found in almost every ocean, from warm tropical waters to cold, deep seas. The largest shark fishing nations include Indonesia, India, Spain, Taiwan, while major markets for shark products are concentrated in China, Hong Kong, and Southeast Asia. In the Pacific and Indian Oceans, industrial long-line fisheries dominate, whereas in West Africa and Latin America, small-scale artisanal fishing plays a huge role in supplying local markets. The day starts early as shark fishing boats head out to the open sea. On deck, fishermen set up their gear heavy-duty nets and long lines equipped with hundreds of baited hooks. The bait, usually tuna or mackerel, is carefully chosen for its strong scent, which attracts sharks from miles away. With powerful pulls, the crew hauls the shark onto the deck. The moment is tense. A single slip near a struggling shark can be dangerous. In the next moment, the shark is dragged fully onto the deck, heavy, powerful, and still moving slightly. Lying on the boat, its sheer size and strength are breathtaking. The shark is unloaded at the dock, its massive body swinging slightly as workers hook a steel rod through its gills. At the trading area, buyers check every detail, measuring the length, weighing it on giant scales. Rows of sharks lie on the ground, ready to be sold. After the sharks are sold, they are taken to processing areas. Skilled workers quickly begin cutting, slicing off the large dorsal fin first, then the pectoral fins, and finally the tail. Once fully dried, these fins are light, stiff, and ready for export, where they can fetch hundreds of dollars per kilogram, especially in the shark fin soup trade. At the shark market, the scene is intense. Large sharks, some weighing over 200 kilograms, are laid out on the wet concrete floor. Skilled butchers work quickly, slicing through the thick skin and tough cartilage. Heads are chopped off first, not only to make handling easier, but also because the head, with its cartilage and jaws, is sold separately for other uses. Nearby, heavy machinery like small excavators or forklifts lifts the bigger shark bodies. They are simply too heavy to carry by hand. Workers stack the bodies into huge ice-filled containers, packing layers of crushed ice between them to keep the meat fresh. Clean pieces are then weighed and placed into vacuum-sealed packs to keep them fresh and prevent freezer burn. Inside the processing plant, workers cut off the shark fins using sharp knives or machines, making clean cuts so the fins dry better later. After cutting, the fins are measured and sorted by size and quality. Big, perfect fins, especially the dorsal fins, are the most valuable. This sorting is done very carefully because the best fins are sold for high prices. Once sorted, the fins are packed into large sacks and moved to drying areas or storage, ready for the next step. The most famous dish is shark fin soup, a luxury delicacy in Asia, often served at weddings and banquets as a symbol of wealth and status. Shark meat is used in many dishes across different countries. In Asia, it's often braised, stir-fried, or made into spicy curries. In Japan, shark meat is sometimes grilled or used in stews. Gecko farming is booming across Asia, turning these small reptiles into big business. Once valued only in traditional medicine, geckos are now farmed on a large scale for food, health supplements, and even international export. Gecko farming has become a growing business in many Asian countries, especially in Vietnam, Thailand, and Indonesia. Geckos are highly valued in traditional Chinese medicine. People believe they help treat asthma, boost energy, and improve overall health. In Asia, there are two main types of gecko farms. Small family farms usually raise 500 to 2,000 geckos in simple wooden or brick enclosures. Larger commercial farms, however, can raise 10,000 to 50,000 geckos at a time, often with controlled temperature and humidity to keep the animals healthy. Geckos are fascinating creatures. Watch this. The gecko is shedding its old skin. This process happens every few weeks as they grow. Geckos don't just leave the skin behind, they actually eat it, because it's full of nutrients and helps them stay healthy in the wild. But here's something even more interesting. Geckos can drop their tails. This is called autotomy, a natural defense mechanism. Within a few weeks or months, they can regrow a new tail, although it's often shorter. In farms across Asia, cockroaches are a favorite because they're easy to breed. Crickets are one of the most common foods for farmed geckos. They're high in calcium, perfect for strong bones and healthy growth. Farmers often scatter live insects like this, keeping the geckos active. They can also eat fruits. Breeding geckos is one of the most fascinating parts. During mating, you'll often see the male gently bite the female's neck to keep her still. Once fertilized, the female chooses a safe spot to lay her eggs, often sticking them firmly to walls or wooden surfaces. In farms, breeders provide special wooden trays like these to make egg collection easier. Once fertilized, the female chooses a safe spot to lay her eggs, often sticking them firmly to walls or wooden surfaces. In farms, breeders provide special wooden trays like these to make egg collection easier. And here's the best part. After about 60 to 90 days, depending on the temperature, tiny baby geckos finally hatch. These hatchlings are small but fully independent, ready to start hunting tiny insects from day one. Once the geckos are fully grown and ready for sale, farmers carefully collect them by hand and place them into breathable mesh sacks. Dozens of sacks filled with healthy geckos, all carefully packed to avoid injury. The sacks are then neatly loaded into crates for easier handling and shipping. After harvesting, many geckos are preserved by drying, a traditional method that has been used for centuries across Asia. First, the geckos are cleaned and prepared before being carefully laid out to dry. Take a closer look, you can see every detail of these dried geckos. Their skin becomes thin and crisp, and the body hardens, making them easy to store and transport. Farmers usually bundle them in tight bunches, ready for sale. Dried geckos are one of the most valued ingredients in traditional Asian medicine. In many places, especially in China, Vietnam, and Thailand, dried geckos are soaked in herbal wine, a practice that has been passed down for generations. This medicinal wine, known for its strong, earthy flavor, is believed to boost energy, improve lung health, and even increase vitality. In many Asian countries, they're also a unique delicacy. After being carefully processed, the geckos are cleaned and gutted, with their skin peeled off to prepare for cooking. From crispy fried gecko to gecko cooked with herbs or stewed with medicinal ingredients, these dishes are believed to be not only delicious but also packed with nutrients. From the peaceful walnut orchards to the busy factory floor, every walnut goes through an extraordinary journey. This is a story of innovation, care, and nature working together. In this video, we explore how farmers grow, harvest, and process millions of walnuts every year, revealing the secrets behind this nutritious nut. It starts with land preparation. Farmers till the soil, adding nutrients to ensure that the saplings will grow in optimal conditions, with the right moisture and drainage. An automated potting system takes over next. Soil is evenly filled into pots, ensuring consistency and reducing manual labor for the nursery workers. Once the seedlings are healthy and strong, they are taken out of the nursery, ready to be planted in the open field. A wide-angle view reveals rows of young walnut trees stretching across the farmland, a green carpet in the making. These trees take several years to mature. Once grown, they reach several meters tall and begin to produce clusters of green walnuts, wrapped in thick husks. As harvest season arrives, large mechanical harvesters are brought into the orchard, ready to collect the nuts in bulk. The harvester clamps onto the tree trunk and delivers a powerful shake. Within seconds, hundreds of walnuts drop to the ground like a wave. The shaking is timed perfectly to loosen ripe walnuts without damaging the tree. As more trees are shaken, the orchard floor becomes blanketed with fallen walnuts, ready for collection. Each machine moves quickly from one tree to another, maintaining high speed and efficiency throughout the process. This mechanical shaking technique has become standard in modern walnut farming, replacing labor-intensive hand-picking. The machine continues its rounds, ensuring every ripe walnut is knocked down for gathering. Giant blowers now enter the field, blowing the walnuts into neat rows to prepare for the next stage. These organized rows allow easier vacuum collection and minimize the time spent on gathering. Vacuum harvesters sweep across the lines, sucking the walnuts up into collection units. The nuts travel quickly through tubes, creating a continuous stream into the machinery. They fall into large bins, ready to be loaded for transport to the factory. Trucks are filled with bins and drive directly to the processing facility. The harvest is massive. Each truck carries thousands of kilos of walnuts, a year's hard work coming to fruition. At the processing facility, the walnuts are unloaded and transferred to the first step of cleaning. Machines remove the thick green husk from each walnut, revealing the hard brown shell inside. A sorting system scans the nuts and removes any that are moldy, cracked, or unfit for sale. The cleaned walnuts are then dried to reduce moisture. This step is essential to preserve flavor and extend shelf life. Walnuts pass through air classifiers and vibrating filters to remove dust and smaller debris. They are now ready to be packed into bags for storage or distribution. Clean walnuts are moved to a temporary holding area before entering the main storage warehouse. Inside the large warehouse, temperature and humidity are carefully controlled to protect the nuts. Walnuts may be held here for days or weeks, depending on demand and processing schedules. Before packaging, a final quality inspection ensures only premium nuts move forward. The selected walnuts are carefully filtered, ensuring consistency in size, weight, and color. Packaged in durable bags, these walnuts are labeled and sent to markets around the world. Some of the packaged nuts remain in shell, while others move on to cracking. The in-shell walnuts are cracked using precision machines to extract whole kernels. Kernels are separated from shell fragments using vibrating sieves and air blowers. At this point, the kernels are sorted by size and inspected for quality one more time. Premium walnut kernels are selected for retail packaging, ready for supermarket shelves. Any remaining shell debris is removed through final screening. The clean walnut kernels are now ready to be boxed. Finally, the boxes are sealed, labeled, and stacked for distribution, completing the walnut's journey from farm to table. Strawberries, sugar, and a little bit of magic, that's all it takes to create the jam everyone loves. But how do farmers and factories turn fresh, juicy berries into that smooth, sweet spread you can't resist? Take a look at this, an entire indoor strawberry farm that looks more like a science lab than a farm. Every row is perfectly lined, growing under controlled temperature, light, and humidity. Harvesting here isn't just about hand-picking anymore. High-tech machines do most of the hard work. With soft rubber grips and smart sensors, they gently pick only the ripest berries, no squeezing, no bruising. One of these machines can do in hours what used to take a whole team of workers an entire day. But when it comes to premium export-quality berries, nothing beats human hands. Skilled workers carefully twist each berry from the stem, checking for perfect size and color. Each one is placed into baskets like precious jewels because even a tiny bruise can lower its price. Once picked, baskets are rushed onto refrigerated trucks. Timing is everything. Strawberries are super delicate and need to reach the processing plant fast. A few hours' delay could mean losing that fresh, just-picked flavor. At the factory, the first step is washing. The berries are gently rinsed in cool, purified water. Then workers carefully check them, tossing away anything overripe or damaged. Only the best stay on the line. Next, machines take over. With high-speed cameras and AI, they sort the berries by size and color in seconds. Then, another machine neatly snips off the green stems, getting them ready for freezing or jam making. Now it's time to prep these beauties. Workers carefully load the fresh strawberries into the cutting machine. With quick, precise movements, the machine neatly slices off the green tops clean and fast, without damaging the soft fruit. The strawberries are then washed again. Human eyes still play a crucial role in the final quality check. Consistency is everything here, especially for export markets, where buyers expect uniform size, vibrant color, and flawless appearance. Only the best-looking strawberries make it through to the next stage, ensuring that every box looks picture-perfect when it reaches the customer. The best berries head straight to individual quick freezing. In just minutes, they're frozen at -40 degrees Celsius, locking in that bright red color, sweetness as if they were still fresh from the farm. Now comes the sweetest part of the process, turning these fresh strawberries into delicious jam. First, huge vats are filled with clean water, and workers pour in baskets of ripe strawberries. Then comes the sugar sprinkled generously over the fruit. Once the strawberries have soaked in sugar, they're poured into big cooking kettles. The fruit and sugar are slowly cooked, filling the air with a sweet aroma. Mixers gently blend the strawberries, making the jam smooth and creamy while leaving small fruit pieces for that homemade taste. When the jam reaches just the right thickness, workers carefully scoop it out of the hot kettles and transfer it to filling machines. Thick streams of glossy strawberry jam are poured neatly into sterilized glass jars. From there, the jars move along a conveyor, where lids are quickly sealed tight to lock in freshness. From farm-fresh berries to shelves worldwide, every step is designed to keep that bright strawberry flavor intact. Strawberry jam is sweet, slightly tangy, and full of rich strawberry aroma, like tasting summer in every bite. Its bright red, glossy texture makes it irresistible, whether spread on toast, layered in cakes, or enjoyed straight from the jar. No wonder it's one of the world's most loved fruit preserves. As the morning mist fades, sunlight pours over endless rows of peach trees. The orchard breathes with life, and today marks the beginning of an abundant harvest. Gentle winds sway the trees, revealing ripe peaches hanging like ornaments. It's not just a farm, it's a paradise of fruit nurtured by time and care. With careful steps, workers begin the harvest. Their skilled hands pluck each peach with precision, ensuring the fruit remains flawless from tree to basket. Each branch, heavy with fruit, is gently relieved. From the rustling leaves to the soft thud of fruit landing in baskets, the orchard sings its harvest song.